Hey, what's happening, guys? Dan Darrow here with another Options and Play video update. So if you've listened to these videos, then you've definitely heard me speak about moving averages very, very often. I use a few moving averages daily. I love the 8 EMA, which is the green line, the 20 simple, which is the pink line, the 50 simple, black, 100 simple blue, and then you won't see the 200. Here it is, the 200, which is green. So those are the moving averages I use on a daily basis, right? So I use those for intraday trades. I also use those for swing trades, and when I am designing setups or like looking for setups or screening for setups, the moving averages are oftentimes like what kind of gets me interested. Like when a stock breaks through like a certain area of resistance, a certain moving average, right? Or when a stock breaks below something, or when a stock is like starting to push, then I'm using the moving average as targets. So really, like I'm taking what the charts offer, right? And the moving averages are for me like a great indicator to like know when something is starting to set up and where something could potentially go, right? So just like talking through it quickly, um, the 50 day was a big level. Well, before the 50 day, it was the 20 day and it was the 8 EMA. Like those were like the momentum trend levels on Zoom. So when it broke above the 20 day on its earnings release, it started to build momentum for the 50 day. Now, the 50 day marked the high in March, right? And that's what really kind of set up the next leg lower. So when it pushed through the 50 day, it was a major development, right? That was like a big technical break of the downtrend, right? So when it got through, what I'm looking for is previous resistance, right? So previous resistance turning into support. So when you see the push through, support, right? Support, right? That's a nice sign. I mean, that's previous trend resistance turning into support, and that could set up a next leg higher, right? So when I'm looking at targets for the next move, what's an obvious level? Well, the 100-day. And I assume these moving averages are going to be significant until proven otherwise. Okay, so because like I've used these so frequently, I know so many stocks respond to them. I am just going to assume it's going to be an important level until it says otherwise. So in this case, I assumed that the 100-day was going to be resistance on the first test because it hasn't even gotten anywhere near that level in months. I mean, you got to go all the way back to August of last year for like the last test of it. So knowing that the 50-day was significant the first time it bounced, right? I just assumed that the 100-day was going to be significant. So to me, that was an obvious target on the chart, right? And it kind of gives you an idea, like if you're in short-term contracts, where do I want to be more aggressive lightening up? Well, if I assume that the stock is going to have resistance, or I assume it's going to pause at the 100-day, then that to me seems like a great area to really lighten up because then you can kind of determine whether, okay, is this going to be resistance? Is this going to be like a brief pause on its move higher? And then if it can get through that 100-day, then maybe that could set up like an even bigger move to the upside, right? But I love to use moving averages. They set up my targets, they set up my stops, they set up my entrances, and I feel like for a lot of these names, and some stocks they might not respect the moving averages as well, but a lot of them do, and I feel like they can really be like useful when you're really trying to figure out what levels are important, which levels are interesting, where can this stock go, what should my exit be if it doesn't work, right? So I say use what the charts give you, right? Like the moving averages are there. I find them to be relevant. I find them to be good indicators, and I really like to use them when I'm designing my trades. Okay. So if you like this video and you're looking for more information about swing trading with options, please follow up the link in the description of the video for more information on options to play. Have a great night, stay well, and we'll talk to you all tomorrow.